Ladies and gentlemen, this is your preview and predictions for WrestleMania 37 on Tuesday, April 6th, 2021. I am Joseph Conlon here today on the channel to talk about WrestleMania 37. I thank each and every one of you for joining us, as you see by the title, us today here on the channel to talk about WrestleMania. We got 14 matches to talk about for WrestleMania. We have 7 on night 1 and 7 on night 2. And as you guys know, I have said a bunch of times, I will be at Raymond James Stadium for the show. There will be 2 separate vlogs, one for night 1, one for night 2. Like I said, I can't promise you what night or what times the vlogs are going to be up, depending on when I get home and stuff from the show. But you are definitely getting 2 vlogs WrestleMania weekend, so I promise you that. And my guest today, he is also going to be at Raymond James Stadium for WrestleMania 37. He has been on the channel once. He's been on the channel to talk about Survivor Series in 2020. He's back today on the channel. He's, like I said, he is going to WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, the Blue Riott, a.k.a. Colton. What's going on, man? I think you're silenced.
Yes, I was.
There he is.
Glad to hear.
What's up? How are you doing, man?
Doing all right. It's still not sunk in yet that I'm leaving here in a couple days to go to Tampa. But yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been talking about it. There's a lot of people I know that are going to Tampa, and a lot of people I would like to say hello to stuff, and you're definitely one of those people. So if we bump into each other at Tampa, which I hope we do, we could say hello or whatever. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we better. I'm excited to meet you too.
Absolutely. So, what are your thoughts on the overall overall card that we are getting for night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania?
I think it's going to be, again, like a sleeper hit, because last year didn't get to be the sleeper hit that this one's going to be able to. So, of all the people that are on the card, the only part-timer you have is Shane McMahon. There's no Triple H, there's no Brock, there's no third person as a part-timer. And so it just seems like a good sleeper current WrestleMania compared to recent ones. So you got people like Riddle, you got Sheamus, you have all the women in the Turmoil, everybody that's a current wrestler rather than, I guess, a part-timer. So it looks like a good WrestleMania. Even if it does feel a little underwhelming by the build, I think it's going to be good. Yeah,
I do too. I mean, WWE, not the last 2 pay-per-views, but the Royal Rumble they hit, that was a very good show. I'm just hoping that WrestleMania is a good show, because WWE has fans all across, not the world, but in the U.S. who has paid thousands of dollars, like us, to go to this show for hotels and tickets and all that stuff. So I'm just hoping we get our money's worth this weekend. And I think we will. I think it'll be a good show.
So. Absolutely, yeah. It wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be, but I think that made it all better, because now that I'm going to WrestleMania, I had plenty of money to be like, I'm going to make this a vacation. So I'm going to 2 different theme parks that weekend, and I got a very nice hotel.
Nice.
All very expensive, but good enough to just have a good time in Florida.
Nice. The only thing missing from this trip is going to Access, I feel like.
That'll be all right, though. I think actually the only thing missing from this trip is going to TakeOver, but it's all right.
Now, you were talking to me off camera that you went to WrestleMania in New Orleans. Did you go to that TakeOver as well?
I did.
Wow. That was an unbelievable show.
It really was. Yeah, Adam Cole winning the North American title, Shayna winning the women's title from Ember Moon, the Roderick Strong turn to join Undisputed Era, Aleister Black's title win, and that unsanctioned match. Yeah, it was just an amazing show.
Absolutely. So we're going to dive into this WrestleMania show. We're going to start off with night 1. If you guys have not already, be sure to go check out my NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver preview and predictions and the Monday Night Raw review from last night. Both of them are available on the channel. Let's get started with WrestleMania Night 1 predictions. It was confirmed by Tom Phillips last night that the WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley is going to be Night 1's main event. So that is not opening up the show. So the first match we are going to talk about is Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. If McIntyre and Lashley is main eventing, then I would open up the show with this match. Cesaro, he's been in the company for a very long time, over 10 years now, and this is legit his first ever singles match at WrestleMania. Who's going up against a guy like Seth Rollins, who is established. He is one of the top stars in the company, and I think these two guys they should put on a great match. I'm sure Cesaro is going to give Rollins the swing and embarrass him once again. It should be a great way to open up the show, and I am going with the Swiss Superman, Cesaro, to pick up the win over Rollins, end this feud, and maybe after WrestleMania, Cesaro moves on to maybe the Intercontinental Championship, or what I would prefer, challenging for the Universal Championship, whatever the next pay-per-view is. So I am going with Cesaro to beat Rollins in a very good match to start off WrestleMania. Colton, your thoughts on the match between Rollins and Cesaro at WrestleMania for Night 1?
Well, before I get onto that, you probably heard the audible "aw" I made whenever you said Lashley and Drew McIntyre was going to be main event. I personally wanted Bianca versus Sasha to be main event, but will live, I guess. So if that's not going to main event, I'd personally put the women's title as the opener. In any case, though, with Seth Rollins versus Cesaro, this has potential to be, if it's going to be opener, it's already going to steal the show before anything else happens. Seth Rollins will be a good entrance. We're going to get burnt down back at WrestleMania, which might possibly actually make it not quite the opener, just so that they can give it time to get dark before they do his entrance.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the main card, the show actually doesn't start until 8 o'clock. So maybe by 8 o'clock, it'll be dark outside, so who knows?
Yeah, I might be misjudging the time it gets dark anywhere, but that was just what I was thinking. Good opener, though. Now we know Tyler Black and Claudio can put on a good match, Seth Rollins and Cesaro. And Cesaro seems like the right winner here. Seth Rollins doesn't really need it. Like, if you look at last year, he lost to Owens only to go straight to a WWE title match. And Cesaro has been getting some kind of a push. So why would you have him lose with this much momentum?
Absolutely. So you're going with Cesaro for the opening match?
Yes, sir.
So am I. So we're both taking Cesaro in the opening match, WrestleMania Night 2. We have the Monday Night Raw Tag Team Championships with AJ Styles and Omos versus The New Day. The New Day only won the titles a couple weeks ago, and Omos and AJ Styles just basically went out and was like, we challenged you for the tag team titles at WrestleMania, and The New Day accepted. And the build for this hasn't really been that great. The build for this match has been how much does Omos know AJ Styles, which is very stupid. It's dumb in my opinion, but I mean, this whole match is built around Omos and him having his first match in WWE. So if you're building this around Omos and making him look serious with AJ Styles, why on earth would they lose this match? It would make no sense if the New Day were to go over here in this match. So I am taking AJ Styles and Omos to win the Monday Night Raw Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania of Night 1. Colton, Your thoughts on this Raw Tag Team title match at WrestleMania?
I got a fun fact for you, Joseph. Did you know the New Day, even though they've had all their tag team title wins, has never defended the tag titles at WrestleMania?
Are you sure about that?
I am sure. The only time they ever went into WrestleMania as tag team champions was WrestleMania 32, but it was a 6-man tag and they lost to the League of Nations.
Don't remind me of that.
I don't even think they ever went into WrestleMania as tag teams other than that time. 31, they were in a tag title match, but Cesaro and Tyson Kidd went in as champions, walked out as champions. 33, they were the guest hosts. 34, the Usos were the champions. And 35, Kofi was the only one that competed, and he won the WWE title. And last year, Miz and Morrison went into the match as tag team champions. New Day have never defended the tag titles at WrestleMania until this weekend.
Oh, that's a nice fact, I guess.
And therefore, they also have not ever won tag team titles at WrestleMania.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
As much as I understand why maybe Styles and almost could win, I think this is going to be similar to back when Big E made his debut against tag team champions at Mania. I think the New Day will kind of get the rub here, get the pat on the back, and I think they'll be Styles and Omos. I think Omos will get a great showing, but ultimately AJ Styles will be the one that takes the pin.
Oh, so you're going with the New Day here?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So I don't know.
Like, it's night one. You got to give the people some things to be excited for. I think they'd be excited more for the New Day retaining than they would Styles and Omos. I'm not really that big into Omos. I don't know how many people are.
I disagree. As much as I respect your opinion on that, but I disagree with you. I think people would rather see Styles become a Grand Slam champion than the New Day retain the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Because if they retain the titles, which they very well could, who is there to defend the titles against on Monday Night Raw? I don't know.
Until you said AJ was going to be a Grand Slam champion, I completely forgot that he was Intercontinental Champion last year.
Oh, wow. Yeah, how long was he the champion for? He was the champion for like a month.
Like 2. I think he won it in June right before it, or June or July right before a pay-per-view, because we were all mad that they didn't put him versus Bryan on that pay-per-view. And then I think he lost it on the first Smackdown in the Thunderdome.
Gotcha. So you're still sticking with the New Day here?
Yeah.
All right. Well. So we're different on this one. Colton's got the New Day, and I'm going with Styles and Omos. We then have, oh God. We have a steel cage match with Shane McMahon and Braun in a steel cage match. Oh God. To me, Shane McMahon feels like the face in this rivalry. That's because I can't stand Braun Strowman. I just don't like the guy at all.
And on The Biggest Idiot, starring Braun Strowman.
Yeah, exactly. The guy can't cut a promo. He can't wrestle. So I'm pretty sure that this steel cage match is probably going to be very boring. But I really don't care about this match, dude.
There's one reason I'm into this match, and it's going to be because it's the first time I'll watch a steel cage match live. That is the only reason I'm into this.
Same here. So I don't know. Shane McMahon is probably going to have Elias and Jackson Riker to help him. And with Braun Strowman saying there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. Just because of my hatred toward Braun Strowman, Shane McMahon is going to find a way to outsmart Braun Strowman in this steel cage match. Elias and maybe there's a ref bump, and Elias and Jackson Riker get themselves in the cage and help Shane McMahon. And I'm going Shane McMahon to win this steel cage match. I got him beating Braun.
Honestly, I think I don't think WWE knows what they've done with these two, and I think this is going to be the one part of the show where everything just falls off a cliff. because I don't think either of these guys is even going to get a cheer at all. Mostly because they've just ruined Braun, and also because I don't think anybody likes Shane McMahon anymore. And I still wish now that 5 years ago people wouldn't have been as excited for Shane being back. But he did also help a lot of change, so it's just like, it's that paradox. Like, why did you cheer for Shane, but also at the same time, cheering for Shane did change a lot of things. However, I also think that if Braun does not win this, he's done. Like, there's no way back for him, because they've already made him look like the biggest idiot for almost a year. And for him to be going through what he's gone through with Shane and still not be able to outwit him, like, if Shane were to win in the same way he won against The Miz, that would be just ruining Braun completely. So Braun has to win this match.
I mean, at this point, if Braun Strowman's off television, I honestly wouldn't care.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I really don't give a damn. But if they want to try to push Braun in the future ever again, he's got to win this. I mean, look, he went from randomly being the one to beat Goldberg last year for the Universal title, and now he's facing Shane McMahon. That's how far he's fallen.
Well, I mean, he's fallen off a cliff ever since he won the title. He was ruined when he lost to Brock Lesnar at No Mercy 2017. WWE killed all of his momentum right there. He should have beaten Brock Lesnar, and then they officially killed him forever when he won the tag team titles with an 8-year-old kid at WrestleMania 34. So,
yeah, that's what you get for being second best to Roman for an entire year. Not that Roman's not good now. It was just back then, like, yeah, they just never would see past Roman.
Exactly. Absolutely. So, I honestly don't care about this match. I guess still seeing the steel cage in person is going to be cool. But I'm going with Shane McMahon, and Colton's going with Braun Strowman. We then have
upset on all these matches.
Then we have Tag Team Turmoil with Naomi and Lana, Natalya and Tamina, the Riott Squad, and Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. And I'm just going to go and say right here that I would much rather see the Fatal 4-Way for the SmackDown Tag Team titles that is happening on SmackDown than this match. Honestly, no disrespect to these ladies, but I honestly don't care about this match at all. Like, I don't know. This will probably be the... God bless you. Did you just sneeze?
I did, but I muted myself so you didn't hear it.
Oh, well, I mean, it was pretty obvious, so... I would much rather see the Fatal 4-Way for the SmackDown Tag Team titles than this match, honestly. But, I mean, if I had to pick a winner right here, I'm going to go with Naomi and Lana because they have been doing this feud, I guess, for about, how long has it been? 7 months now with Lana and Nia Jax. Lana beat Nia in the tables match, but I don't know. That could have been the end of it. But I see WWE getting the win for Naomi and Lana here, and they move on to night 2 to face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the tag team titles. So that's who I got winning. I got Naomi and Lana. Go ahead.
So I got a little fun story for you.
Okay.
Over the years, anytime I have a dream about wrestling, or anytime I play the wrestling video game and play Universe Mode, if something happens in either Universe Mode or my dream, it normally comes true. About 6 months ago, I had a dream about WrestleMania, being at WrestleMania, and seeing the Riott Squad make an entrance live. So somehow, WWE knew I had that dream and contrived a way to reschedule that 4-way women's match they were going to do and make it Turmoil instead, just to get the Riott Squad on the card. That's literally the only reason they did it. Like, they're not winning this match completely at all. But I just wanted to say, they knew about my dream again.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time this has happened, too. I had a dream years ago whenever the SmackDown Women's title was created, I had a dream that Alexa Bliss was going to beat Becky Lynch to become champion. It didn't quite happen in the same way as I dreamt, but look who beat Becky for the title.
Alexa Bliss.
Yep. So, to answer who I think is going to win this, who do I want to win? I personally want Dana and Mandy to win because I love this incarnation of Mandy Rose right now. And I really think them two have not been built as a tag team yet. And I think they could really be something. But I also know there's no story with that. And I think the winners will be Lana and Naomi to finally bring closure to that Nia and Lana story that they just kind of like don't exactly know if they've ended it or not.
So you go with Naomi and Lana to win this match.
Yes, sir.
So am I. So we're going to move on here. And WWE actually turned a match that I was completely not looking forward to at all with Bad Bunny and The Miz to a match that I am looking forward to now because it's now a tag team match with Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus The Miz and John Morrison in a tag team match. And I'm actually very happy that it's a tag team match and not a singles match, because if it was a singles match between Bad Bunny and The Miz, I think that would have been very bad. That honestly would have been it would have been a disgrace. I'm not saying it would have been a disgrace, but it would have been, there we go. It would have been a bad match, I think. And the fact that Damian Priest gets a match on WrestleMania makes me happy as well. So I think
the reason I wanted this to change was because I wanted, like, they would have probably given it to him anyway, but I want to see Damian Priest's entrance in that building. I want to see how cool that looks.
Yeah. I think Bad Bunny's going to get...
Could you imagine it, like, when he gets to the ring, because they're probably going to have a screen facing down from the what am I trying to think of? That set up over the ring. There's going to be a screen that points down, like whenever he points up and does the Damian Priest thing on the screen.
Yeah.
What if he does that, does the arrow, and the whole thing there lights up on fire?
The whole ship?
No, the whole, what am I trying to think of?
Titantron?
Put over the ring whenever they're on an outside building.
I don't know.
It's, I don't remember what it is either. I can't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure everybody listening knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm just happy that Priest is getting a match and he's not stuck in a managerial role. John Morrison, for as much comedy as he is on Raw, which I think he needs to get away from The Miz, as much comedy as he is, he's a very good wrestler, so I'm glad that they put him in this match as well. I'm pretty sure that Bad Bunny is going to pin The Miz because that's basically who the rivalry has been between. It's been basically Bad Bunny and The Miz. Priest and Morrison was just added this week, so I can't see Bad Bunny pinning Morrison or Damian Priest getting a pin. The only way this makes sense is if Bad Bunny pins The Miz in this match. So I'm going with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, and quite shockingly, I'm actually interested. I'm not saying I'm excited or it's going to be great. I'm interested in this match.
Pillars. Pillars was the word I was thinking of.
Pillars. Okay.
Anyway, I think that for more than anybody else in this match was changed for The Miz and John Morrison. Because of the fact that their tag team title defense last year got doubly ruined. First, by the fact that they had to relocate, and second, for the fact that The Miz got sick. So this is for both of them more than I think it is for Bad Bunny and especially Damian Priest. However, I do think Damian Priest and Bad Bunny will win. Since Bad Bunny versus The Miz was the original plan anyway, I agree with your prediction. I think Bad Bunny will pin The Miz. And I think I know the exact sequence it's going to be. Damian Priest is going to hit The Miz with hit the lights, and then he's going to do like some kind of splash, kind of like Snoop Dogg, but maybe a little bit better. And that'll be whenever Bad Bunny pins The Miz.
Well, I mean, listen, Bad Bunny has been literally training in the Performance Center for this match for 6 months now. So I'm actually quite interested to see what he can do in the ring for the spotlight he gets. I mean, the crossbody he hit at the Royal Rumble didn't look great, but hopefully it looks better in this match at WrestleMania on Saturday. So, yeah, I'm going with Damian Priest and Bad Bunny to get the win in the tag team match. I think we're both on agreement with that.
Yeah, this could be a surprising match. Like, a lot of people might be sleeping on it, but I think it'll wake some people up.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the same thing. Like, I'll relate it to WrestleMania 34. That's probably the same thing as Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. No one had expectations for that match at all. And what happened? It turned out to be, in my opinion, the best match on that night. So, I don't know if you get that same comparison as well. But if I had to compare a match like people are downing on and it turned out to be great, it would be that mixed tag match from 34. So we're going to move on to the SmackDown Women's Championship with Bianca Belair, who won the Women's Royal Rumble to face Sasha Banks. The build for this match has been really, really poor, in my opinion. Not a good build at all. But I think for the two ladies in this match, I think they're going to absolutely kill it. It is top 5 match I'm looking forward to all week. So I think they're gonna kill it. The ladies are, and I am going with Sasha Banks to retain the SmackDown Women's title. She is 0-5. She's 0-5 at WrestleMania, and I think it's actually a better story if Sasha retains than if Bianca wins. Because if Sasha, oh no, my dog's barking. Sasha is a good heel. No, my bad. She's a good face, but she is a great heel. I think Sasha is gonna turn mid-match. She is gonna cheat her way to win, and Bianca Belair. This is long-term storytelling. She is gonna climb her way back up. We will get this match again at SummerSlam, and then Bianca will win the SmackDown Women's title at SummerSlam from Sasha Banks. So at WrestleMania, I'm going with Sasha Banks to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. I think she should win because she is the biggest women's star in the WWE, and she deserves a win at WrestleMania. Plus, her title reign hasn't been all too special. So I think that keeping the title on her would be the right move. So I'm going with Sasha.
As much as I want Bianca to win, to finally have a title, I'm very afraid this is going to turn into another Styles Nakamura situation where we're going to always be hopeful that the challenger wins, but it's always going to be the champion that ends up winning in the end. I'm probably afraid this is going to turn into a 3-match series, too.
It probably will.
What I would actually be interested in this match would be like some kind of double turn. Like, I know Sasha just turned heel, but I kind of see the potential in a double turn here.
So you want Bianca to go heel?
She done it.
When?
Bianca was a good heel in NXT too. She might not have felt like one, but she was a good heel there.
Oh, okay.
So I think if they played their cards right, they could go in, Sasha being the heel and Bianca being the face, but Bianca getting so frustrated toward the end that it just kind of flips. And I think, like I say, if they really pulled it right, I think these two could pull it off very well.
So you're going with who you got? Who do you got? Oh, Sasha?
Yeah, I'm still going with Sasha. That probably doesn't make sense for the double turn prediction, but I think they'll work it out somehow.
Okay, so you kind of got like Shinsuke Nakamura when he turned at WrestleMania 34. You got Bianca turning heel against Sasha.
See, it could be that too. You could see, like, maybe people start cheering Sasha more toward the end, even if she is the heel, and then that still causes a turn for Bianca, and therefore completely turns Sasha. Like, either way, I think a double turn's going to happen.
Yeah, I do think that more people are going to cheer for Sasha, just for the simple fact that she's the bigger star in this match, and she's Sasha Banks. So,
plus,
I don't know.
Being fans have been there, I think a lot of people on this card, excluding Braun and Shane, will be cheered.
Yeah. I honestly don't know who I'm going to cheer for in this match. All seriousness. I don't know who I'm going to cheer for.
It's going to be one of those dueling chance ones. Yeah, I believe. Like, let's go Sasha.
EST.
Get that for sure.
Yeah, so I'm going with Sasha to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship, and we're both on agreement with that. And then we have the main event of Night 1 WrestleMania with Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. I think this is all just leading up to Drew McIntyre getting his big moment in front of fans that he was supposed to get last year against Brock Lesnar. They couldn't do that for obvious reasons. It's the reason why he lost the title at Elimination Chamber, and he's being built back up because they want WWE appreciates what Drew McIntyre did for them during the pandemic. More importantly, the Performance Center shows where there was no Thunderdome and stuff like that. So I'm saying Drew McIntyre is going to win the title Saturday night, and I am just praying that people do not boo Drew McIntyre. I don't know why people would boo Drew McIntyre, but I am cheering for Drew McIntyre. I really like Drew McIntyre. I've been a fan of him for a very long time now. I even know I have a shirt of his. I'm probably I might wear it to the show. I'm not sure yet, but I love Drew. And just because if people want to boo Drew, that's fine. But I'm not going to just boo Drew McIntyre because that's what the rest of the people are doing. So I am going to pick Drew McIntyre to win the title to close out Night 1.
I am ready to watch the world burn in the case it does, because I've seen people on Twitter being like, Drew, you're going to get booed, and Bobby, we're going to want everybody to want to watch you win. And I've known since like the moment Bobby won the title, I was like, they're going to put him against Drew because Drew's going to get his win at Raymond James. Just like you said, I think it's going to be a good match, and I hope thinking about this match is maybe think about their Backlash match. And thinking back to last year, and they had really bad habit last year of, what was it? It was making the baby faces look dumb at last year's WrestleMania. I think this year's bad habit might be too many distraction finishes. I don't know if any MVP maybe might get involved, but I would like for this to go clean, especially since their last match didn't. And I'd like to see Drew just straight up win with the Claymore. And I'm ready for that countdown moment. If he counts down that Claymore, I'm going to be counting down right there with him.
Oh, same here. So I think that happens too. I think Drew wins clean, straight up clean, no interference actually. Maybe Baron Corbin gets involved or something like that. I don't know, but
I think people are like going to be upset just because they don't trust WWE. Which, why would you? So I see why people will be upset that Bobby's going to lose the title so quickly, but I'm sure they might actually go back to this again. They could always go back to Bobby as champion, and if he does lose, at least we can say he did finally win the title.
Yeah, I agree with that, but yeah, I'm going with Drew to win the title. I'm just hoping that he doesn't get booed, because honestly, he doesn't deserve it. He does not deserve to get booed at Raymond James Stadium, in my opinion. So,
I think this is another one. I think both of them will be cheered, and I think this is just one of those. You gotta like who you like. I don't think everybody's gonna be booing Drew in the same way they're gonna all be cheering Bobby. I think there's gonna be, like, you and I are gonna be Drew. Some people will be Bobby. Like, that's fine. And I don't think some wrestling fans see that is okay. Like,
that's what a good crowd is.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So that is all the night one matches. We are going to move on to night two right now. And the first match we're going to talk about on night two is Sheamus and Matt Riddle for the United States Championship. These guys have had numerous matches together on Raw in November, December, and they've put on great matches. But knowing this is in front of fans, and it's actually for a championship, the United States Championship, I think you can't open up night two in a better way than this match, being it hard-hitting and brutal between Sheamus and Riddle. I think this is going to be a great match to open up night two. This is what I would open up with, and I am going with Matt Riddle to retain. I think there's more for him to do. As much as WWE has turned him into a nerd on Monday Night Raw, I think there's actually more for Matt Riddle to do as the United States champion. You can have him defend the title against Damian Priest, Keith Lee whenever he comes back, hopefully. Maybe even Randy Orton when he's done with the Fiend. I think there's more for Matt Riddle to do with the title. You can always do this match again in the summer and have Sheamus beat him. But as for WrestleMania, I got Riddle retaining the U.S. title. Colton, hit it away with this U.S. title match.
I got a bold prediction for this one.
Okay.
I think this is going to be Sheamus versus Bryan 2.0. I think Sheamus is going to win within about 20 seconds, and he's going to take the title.
Really?
I am sick of this Matt Riddle character. I barely even watched this Matt Riddle character, and I know I'm already sick of it. You can just tell it's Vince's incarnation of what he thinks a guy that smokes weed is like. And the scooter is dumb. You know, the one thing I've liked about Riddle in this incarnation is the forgetting his lines thing that he did last week. Just because it actually felt like him rather than something that somebody else created for him.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Sheamus. I think this is what Sheamus deserves. This will be the one time I actually like Sheamus winning the U.S. title too. Hated the first few times he did. This will be the one time because he deserves it. He's gone through a lot in the last year. Having lost to Drew 3 times because that seems to be how they build feuds. And Sheamus should win.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if Sheamus won the U.S. title. He is doing the best in-ring work of his entire career right now. So if Sheamus were to win the U.S. title, I would not be mad by that at all. But I'm going with Riddle to retain. And Colton is going with Sheamus to win the U.S. title.
One more thing about this.
Okay.
Because I've Twitter a lot. They might also want to be careful with this match because of reasons I'm not going to get into. It's obvious by this point. It's been obvious for 10 months now. I am worried about how badly booed Riddle's going to get. And I think WWE might be too, which is why they're probably going to have Sheamus go over. That's all I'm going to say on that.
All right. We're going to move on to the Raw Women's Championship with Rhea Ripley and Asuka. Now, before we talk about the match, it was confirmed yesterday that Rhea Ripley will be getting a live performance of her theme song at WrestleMania. So, her theme song is badass, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hearing that live performance. But as for this match, last night on Monday Night Raw, Rhea Ripley took out Asuka, and when they teamed up against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley laid her out mid-match, and she's like, "You don't think I'm ready for you," and stuff like that. So, in Pro Wrestling 101, if you are the challenger and you laid out the champion on the go-home show, you are not winning at WrestleMania. But, Asuka, I said this on the Raw review, Asuka has not defended the title in 6 months. And quite frankly, you are ruining the championship when you're not having your champion defend the title in that long for a period of time. So, for me, that title's got to get off of Asuka. I love Asuka. She's great. but that Raw Women's title needs a new owner. I'm not saying Rhea Ripley is going to make the Raw Women's Championship great again, but I think that title could use a new owner, and I think Rhea Ripley is going to win that championship at WrestleMania. It should be a great match. Two very good wrestlers in Rhea Ripley and Asuka, but I think it's time to get that title off of Asuka. So I'm going with Rhea Ripley to win the title at WrestleMania.
Man, until you said that she hasn't defended the title in 6 months, I hadn't even realized that. I can't even tell you when that last defense was.
I could tell you when it was. It was at Clash of Champions 2020 against, get this, Zelina Vega.
Has it really been that long? That's 7 months then.
7 months.
Just under, anyway. Oh, my goodness. My heart really wants to go with Asuka on this, just because after the 34, 35, 30, after the last 3 years that she's gone through, where 34, she just got completely banded off by Charlotte to end the streak. 35, she got banded off by Charlotte just so they could put a Smackdown title on the line at WrestleMania. So she got taken off the show completely. And then last year, fair enough, she didn't get pinned last year, but she still lost the women's tag titles last year to Bliss and Cross. I think this should be her due finally coming around. I think she should get the win, but I think same with Drew. This is going to be Rhea's redemption for Raymond James that she didn't get last year. And I hate stories where somebody comes up from NXT and just automatically gets a title match. I hate that because it's either the champion wins and then WWE turns the champion into something they shouldn't be, or the what did I say? I said the champion was. Sorry, the person that's coming up wins. I messed that up right. Or the person that's coming up loses the title like Shayna Baszler did last year, and they're just completely forgotten about. So, heart's going with Asuka, head is going with Rhea.
If you had to choose one, and this is a tough question, who are you going with?
Sadly, Rhea.
Rhea, okay. So we're both going with Rhea Ripley to win the Raw Women's Championship, and honestly...
I'm sorry, that entrance is still going to be badass. Like, I am excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that as well. So, we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, who is being accompanied to the ring by Logan Paul. I'm actually very much looking forward to this match. You have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You have that fight forever mentality. Give these guys 15 minutes. Give them a proper story to tell in the ring. And this could honestly be the best match on night 2 of WrestleMania. I'm sure Logan Paul is going to accidentally cost Sami Zayn the match at WrestleMania. Sami Zayn is going to get all mad at Logan Paul. Then Logan Paul is going to he's going to do a move or whatever on Sami Zayn. And then after the match, he is going to get his hand raised by Kevin Owens. So there's your big celebrity spot at WrestleMania. Logan Paul taking out Sami Zayn and his conspiracy theories. So I got Kevin Owens winning this match at WrestleMania. Should be a very good match, I think. Who do you got?
I have Owens as well. And I think they either need to make the match as Friday be a no disqualification match, or Logan Paul is going to find a way to get the referee either knocked out or distracted, because if they do not give Kevin Owens the moment of jumping off the ship, what the hell was this match even booked for?
I don't think that's going to happen, because it's kind of like false, unless they brawl up the stage, because I doubt that the WWE wants their wrestlers in the fans, in the audience, because of COVID. So,
I don't think necessarily they need to have them in the audience. I think it's just navigate them around backstage to where they get up there, because it's going to be right there behind the stage. So they can probably just navigate, like I said, through backstage, through Gorilla, through all their coworkers, and then get up to the ship. Because I don't even, since it's right there behind the stage, I don't think there's going to be anybody back there. except for WWE personnel. So I hope, just for Kevin Owens' sake, this is more for his sake than mine. I hope that he gets to do that.
I do too, because I think he wanted to do that last year with Seth Rollins. So,
and if anything, maybe if they substitute that ship for the stage, which is pretty much looking like a pirate ship right now, they could just have him jump off the stage. But I think for him, like I said, again, for his sake, he should be able to jump off that ship.
I think that'd be a good WrestleMania moment that people wouldn't forget.
Right, actually live, because it depends on how big the stage is too. Because where I'm sitting, if it's obscured by a stage, I'll have to watch the main screen. But still, it'd be nice to see live.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think this should be very good. I hope Kevin Owens gets his moment, as you said, and I'm going with Kevin Owens for the win over Sami Zayn. Then we have the women's tag team titles with the winner of the Turmoil, who I think will be Naomi and Lana, and I think you do as well. They're going up against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Again, this is probably the match I don't care about at all on night 2. I don't know. I'm going to go with Naomi and Lana to win, just because that would probably be the culmination of that feud, to have Naomi and Lana win the tag team titles and get Lana and Naomi their WrestleMania moment. Maybe Reginald accidentally costs Nia Jax and Shayna the match, but I think Naomi and Lana win the titles. At the end of the day, I don't care.
I think I know the exact finish to this. Lana is going to put Nia through the table again, because that's where this all started. And then Naomi is going to get in the ring with Shayna, because I think Naomi's going to help Lana put Nia through the table. Naomi's going to get in the ring. Shayna's going to try to lock in the chokehold. Reginald's going to try to distract Naomi, and that's going to distract Shayna instead. But I don't think she gets rolled up this time. I think Naomi's going to hit some kind of finisher to beat Shayna, because everybody pins Shayna now. So yeah, I think Naomi's going to be the one to pin, and it's going to be Shayna that gets pinned.
I mean, if they wanted to properly end the feud, Lana should pin Nia Jax. I'm just saying.
Think that's what it's going to be about, though. It's because, like I said, this is all coming from whenever Nia put Lana through the table. So they don't need Lana pinning Nia, considering they've already done that too. I think all you need is that table spot, and then Lana and Naomi winning.
Yeah. So.
But then we could all completely be wrong by the time we get to the show.
Yeah, who knows? It's WWE at the end of the day, so I'm going. We're both going with Lana and Naomi to win the tag team titles over Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship with Apollo Crews and Big E in a Nigerian drum fight, which is basically anything goes, no disqualification, all that stuff. Weapons, all that stuff. So, the fact that it's called a Nigerian drum fight, there's no way Apollo loses this match. They made this match actually predictable. Now that they called it a Nigerian drum fight, I can't see Apollo losing this match. I think it should be a good match. I doubt there's going to be a lot of people that care about this match, but I got Apollo winning. I got him picking up the Intercontinental title, and I got him going on it. He should have a long reign with that title, too. Maybe 6 to 7 months, I don't know. But if WWE wants to go all in on this Apollo Crews new gimmick, he should have a good long reign as the Intercontinental Champion. And I'm going with Crews to win over Big E.
I am so bored of this. I am tired of watching Apollo Crews be like, I hate that I lost, let's do it again. This has happened 4 times now, and I'm just like, yeah, Apollo's going to win, because if not, what the hell was this even about? But I can't back the loser.
Yeah.
He lost it. How am I supposed to even cheer for him if he does win now?
I guess you don't even care about this match, do you?
Not really. You look at his U.S. title feud with Andrade and then getting beat by Lashley. Even then, they couldn't even gone all the way with Apollo. So why should they? Why should I care that they do now?
Yeah.
I like the new character, kind of, but it's I think I'm getting the same vibes from it that everybody else is, and it's just not really changing anything for me right now.
I think the annoying thing about his character is he has that new Nigerian accent, and I think he should only bring that out when he has a purpose and stuff like that, and is pissed off. Like, he doesn't need to speak in that accent every single segment he's in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But with him winning the title, I think it opens up for a couple new challengers. Maybe you get Cesaro to challenge Apollo, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens. I think could be a good one to challenge Apollo Crews for the title. I think, and Big E, with him losing, you can move him on to the main event scene, the main event picture, and I don't know, maybe you build him up by next year's WrestleMania to the point where he can be the Universal Champion. So I'm going with Apollo to win. I guess we got barking dogs in this.
Yeah, she rang in, and I heard it too, and I don't know why she barked at it, because it was just a ring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but continue.
We have Randy Orton versus The Fiend. Bray Wyatt. The Fiend made his return at Fastlane. The other day, when I was actually buying merchandise, they had match shirts, like they had Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and the Triple Threat Universal Title match. I decided to buy a Fiend versus Randy Orton shirt just because the shirt looked badass, and it's just like the Fiend with a snake covered over it. So I really liked the shirt that I got. But I read a rumor this past weekend. I don't know if it's true. It might be true, but the plan for this match is for the Fiend to squash Randy Orton in under 5 minutes. And if that happens, I would not be surprised at all. This is probably the most predictable match all of WrestleMania. There is no way you're going to have the Fiend get burnt to a crisp, have him come back in this new Fiend outfit. You're not going to have him come back and lose to Randy Orton. He is probably going to squash Randy Orton in under 5 minutes. I think that rumor is true. So I'm easily going with the Fiend to win this match.
Honestly, I'm about tired of them building Randy Orton to be the top guy that they're building, even though he's like 40 and doesn't need building anymore. So I honestly, they have to have the Fiend go over here. Not just because, it makes sense, but because they're in Florida again. And I remember what happened the last time they were at WrestleMania in Florida. Orton completely just ruined Bray Wyatt. So Fiend's got to win.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Fiend goes over on Randy Orton. And then finally, we have the triple threat match for the Universal Championship, the true main event of WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan, Edge, Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. I actually want to get your thoughts on this match first, and then I'm going to give mine.
I kind of wish it was still a singles match between Edge and Roman, because that seemed like something that I've always wanted to see, even if I wanted to see that match since before Edge came back, and so whenever they did announce it, I was like, hey, sweet, finally getting that match. Like, yeah, Spear versus Spear isn't something to sell a match on, but I was excited for it. And then Bryan got pulled into this, and I just feel like it's been a little bit too forced. Like, at least back at WrestleMania 30, it made a lot of sense, but this feels way forced, feels like a WWE decision than anything. However, even if I'm not really the happiest with it, I still think this is going to be a great match with Bryan involved.
That's what he's in there to do. He's in there to make the match better and tell a better story, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
I just think he's in. I don't think he's winning the title as well. It's either going to be Edge or Roman. And Bryan's basically simply just in there to A, make the match better, and B, take the pin. So
No. I really hope that's not the case. I think Edge should still pin Roman.
Wait, what?
I think Edge should pin Roman.
Why?
Why not? That was almost going to be the plan anyway.
You're going to have 47-year-old Edge pin the Tribal Chief, who you've been built to. He's the top heel in he's the top heel in all of pro wrestling right now. You're going to pin him to 47-year-old Edge?
It's Edge.
Oh.
If it were anybody else that was 47 years old, maybe not, but it's Edge.
Oh, so you got...
Originally, if they were to just go with Edge and Roman, I was going to be okay with that. If Edge plus, Edge also needs to win this anyway because he's run the Rumble twice, and if he were to lose his WrestleMania match again, that just wouldn't be right.
So you're going with Edge to win the title?
I'm going with Edge to win the title. I'm not going to completely make the prediction that he's going to pin Roman, but I do think he's going to pin Roman, and I think he should.
So here's my theory on this.
Oh, and hold on. You said the thing about how Roman's a top heel. That's what top heels are built for, to lose at WrestleMania. That is what traditionally that is for.
Here's my thoughts on this. Daniel Bryan does not need to be the Universal Champion. He would be fine not being the champion. Edge does not need to be the Universal Champion. He is going to be fine if he's not the Universal Champion. Roman Reigns needs that Universal Championship. He needs to have a 500-plus reign as the Universal Champion. I think Roman Reigns needs to retain the championship here. I think he pins Daniel Bryan. We can revisit Edge and Roman Reigns again, maybe at SummerSlam. But I honestly think this is just an early prediction. Roman Reigns is still going to be the Universal Champion heading into WrestleMania next year in Dallas, and he is going to lose that championship to either Big E or Drew McIntyre. So,
can I say one more thing about Roman as well? The one thing that really doesn't want me to have him keep the title is his character's not really evolved since he came back. Like every week it's just been, I am the Tribal Chief, 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 I am the Tribal Chief. And then every week it's been, you acknowledge me. Okay, now you acknowledge me. Okay, why aren't you acknowledging me? Okay, you acknowledge me. It's like, do something else. Do something else. Like, acknowledge me as the main event. Okay, that was a bit of a change. Like, acknowledge me as the main event. Okay, but every week, it was starting to turn out like John Cena, where every week he'd start SmackDown, every week it was the same message. It was always the same, and that's why I don't want Roman to win, because they are not evolving this character. It's just the same thing. It's a good character. It's been great. It was great in the beginning, but it's waned because they don't know how to build a character right.
So what do you see if Roman is going to lose the championship? I don't agree with that. But if Roman loses the championship, what do you honestly see him doing after WrestleMania?
Becoming... they'll find a way. I think with Roman, they care enough, they'll find a way. Like, I think they're going to still want to evolve him into the babyface character they've always wanted, but they always needed this heel turn first. And with every heel turn, always becomes that point where they start to become the babyface that they always were supposed to be. Like, look at The Rock. He was a babyface, went heel. His heel persona turned him into a babyface. And Roman, I think, is getting to that point as long as I said, they evolve the character.
We'll see what happens at WrestleMania. But, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the preview and predictions for WrestleMania 37 here today on the channel. I appreciate every single one of you who tuned in to the video today for us to talk about WrestleMania. Be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel for the rest of the week. No content tomorrow on Wednesday. Taking the day off. I'm going to be doing other shows for other friends in the community, so I'll be doing that. Thursday night, we are going to do NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver review, both nights in one review, so that'll be a big night. And then Thursday, I'll go over my plans for WrestleMania weekend and all that stuff. And then, of course, you're going to get your vlogs for WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. Like I said in the beginning, I can't promise you on what night they are going to be on, depending on when I get home from the show and stuff like that back at the hotel. But be sure to subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. I want to know all of your predictions for Night 1 and Night 2 of WrestleMania. It is WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year. You better leave your picks in the comments down below, man. Leave the picks in the comments down below. Hit the thumbs up if you like what myself and Colton had to say in the video today. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. Colton, where could they follow you on Twitter?
At the Blue Riott.
Is there any other words you would like to say before we get out of here today?
No, I need to hurry and go take the second dose of the vaccine.
Good luck with that, dude. I'll see you in Tampa and for WrestleMania, hopefully. And I'll see you guys more this week with some more content. Have a good one. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy.